Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sama. I hope you're doing well out there, wherever you may be, watching our live streams. We're still in the middle of COVID, obviously, but we're excited about the possibility of travel. We're excited about the possibility of meeting some of the artists that we've had a chance to interview and perform. And we're planning a little trip soon, inshallah, that the universe allows us to get to another country. But one of the bands that we're going to be having on today, their name is Kosi, and they are from Poland, and they are four voices connected in songs from a Lower Silesia region in Poland, where the life paths cross. They restore songs of ancestors and bring them back to the soils of modern cities. I love those line notes. On stage, they combine their arrangements with traditional folk material and in a company of a variety of instruments: harmonium, the hurdy-gurdy, frame drums, violin, viola, and percussion instruments. They're a new band. They've been winning awards left and right. It's so lovely to see a band do good work under COVID, under pandemic, and also have the possibility of a pretty amazing future. So I wanted to play you some music from Kosi, and then we're going to interview the band. And we have a translator too, which is great. Okay, check them out.
Pod lasem podpodolskim stoi cesarz ze swym wojskiem, stoi cesarz ze swym wojskiem. Stoi i siermuje, stoi i siermuje. Więcej wojska potrzebuje, więcej wojska potrzebuje. Pisze listy i rozsyła, pisze listy i rozsyła. Kto ma brata, niech posyła, kto ma brata, niech posyła. Starsza siostra brata miała, starsza siostra brata miała. Na wojenkę go wysłała, na wojenkę go wysłała. Niechże bracie w świat daleki, niechże bracie w świat daleki. Nie przyjeżdżaj za 3 roki, nie przyjeżdżaj za 3 roki. Winoroczek i półtora, winoroczek i półtora. Maszeruje wojsko z pola, maszeruje wojsko z pola. Starsza siostra zobaczyła, starsza siostra zobaczyła. I okienko otworzyła, i okienko otworzyła. Na dzień dobry wam, panowie, na dzień dobry wam, panowie. Jak daleko brat na wojnie, jak daleko brat na wojnie. Niedaleko w szczerym polu, niedaleko w szczerym polu. Trzyma główkę na kamieniu. Gonisz jego głowę, jego chleb, jego stół, całuje go, póki mój Pan nam wysiadał, ja srebrny owiec jarą. Teraz nie ma garstki sieczki, stoję lepki, pół kosteczki. Teraz nie ma garstki siana, stoję lepki, pół kolana. Teraz nie ma garstki słowy, razem rogiem, drugi wronie się zleciały i gonisia rozszarpały. Drugi wrony nie krakajcie, drugi wrony nie krakajcie. Ojcze, matko, nie płakajcie, ojcze, matko, nie płakajcie. Nasze serca płakać będą, nasze serca płakać będą. Bo się wojska rąbać będą, bo się wojska rąbać będą.
That's beautiful work. Kosi from Poland. Let's say hi to the band. Hello. Let's make that. Cześć. So I want to introduce, if I can, this is Kosi. This is Aleksandra Gronkowska. Gronowska, my bad. Kasia Pakosa.
Yes. Hi.
Anastasia Sosnowska.
Sosnowska, hello.
Katarzyna Szetela Pekosz?
Tak.
Tak, dobrze.
And it was the
Hi,
hardest.
okay, and let's also introduce Irina. Irina, thanks for translating.
Hello, no problem.
Hello, appreciate that. And we've got Dagmara in the background. So beautiful work. Thank you so much for that. How's life?
To było przepiękne. Jak życie?
Tak naprawdę całkiem
To be honest,
dobrze,
it's
jak
quite
na
well
czas,
as for the times of the
pandemii,
pandemic,
jak wiadomo, dotknął cały
because
świat.
it affects the whole world, not only Poland, but everyone, not only on this basic human scale, but also on the artistic scale. And despite that, it turns out that we manage in this difficult time
Udaje nam
to
się jednak realizować
implement our own
swoje
plans, to act, to
plany.
have concerts, to record an album about which we will gladly tell you. So a lot is happening.
Także
and
dzieje
it's
się
good.
bardzo dużo. Czyli dobrze.
Okay. How did you come together? Tell me the story of the origin of the band.
To jest bardzo
For me
ciekawa
personally,
dla mnie
it's a
historia
very interesting
osobista,
story.
ponieważ,
I was invited for a
byłam
concert which was about
zaproszona
human
na
rights.
koncert, który
And
dotyczył,
there, during this
praw
concert,
człowieka.
I've heard
Okazało
bands
się,
with
że
each
jednym
of the
z członków
girls.
programu
Kasia
każdy
performed in a
zespół,
duo,
w którym była
the other
Kasia,
Kasia performed in a
w
trio,
duecie i
Ola
druga
performed
Kasia
solo
była
with harmonium.
trio, Ola występowała sama z
And so
harmonią.
I had a chance to
Także miałam
follow them on
szansę
stage.
śledzić,
I
dziewczyny
was
na scenie,
in the
będąc na
audience
widowni,
on the
na
first
wielkim
floor,
przedsiębiorstwie
and I was just watching this very nice performance.
Po tych występach,
And after they
kolejną
performed,
częścią programu
there was this another
był
unplanned
utwór, który był wcześniej nieplanowany zupełnie.
element of the program.
Więc na scenę
I saw Kasia, the other Kasia, and Ola, and
i jeszcze
also
jedna
one other
dziewczynka.
violinist on stage.
Ym,
And they began to
Dziewczyny
sing.
zaczęły śpiewać.
They were
Zaczęły
singing
śpiewać
together.
razem.
I was sitting in the
Siedziałam w tej
audience
scenie,
and I
znaczy
thought,
na
wow,
publiczności
I really want to
i
sing with
pomyślałam,
them.
"Jejku, ja chcę,
I don't know how to do
nie
this,
wiem
but
jak, ale
I'm
po prostu
dreaming
marzę, żeby
about
to się
singing with
wydarzyło.
them.
Chcę z nimi właśnie śpiewać. I
After the
po tym
concert,
koncercie
we met
spotkaliśmy
at
się,
an after party, as we call it.
na afterparty,
We
jak
met
to
backstage.
nazywamy, po prostu.
I'm also a
Spotkaliśmy się po
singer,
koncercie w
so
Kulikach,
I've known
ponieważ
Kasia
też
from way
śpiewam,
before,
więc,
and we
znałam
sat
właśnie
down.
Kasię
We started talking,
wcześniej.
and it turned out that we
Wtedy
wanted to do
usiadłyśmy,
something
rozmawiałyśmy
together.
ze sobą i okazało się,
There
że
was
naprawdę
chemistry
chcemy
between
zrobić
us,
coś razem.
and we wanted to share this chemistry, and this is how Kosy actually
którą
was
chcemy
founded.
przekazać, efekt powstały Kosy.
And I also told them one more thing. You know what? We already have a
Mamy
concert
do
to
zagrania
play.
koncert.
We have
Mamy
it.
ten koncert,
So
także,
it's super well that we've met because in a
za
month
miesiąc
we
gramy
are
pierwszy
playing
nasz
our first
koncert. Tak to się
concert.
zaczęło.
I tak
And
było.
it happened.
Tak było.
Wow. Okay. So move
And we
quickly.
played this concert.
And you played this concert.
Yes.
Okay. That's a lot of courage. That's beautiful. That's a great story. Where were you based when this was going on? Because you're in Wrocław right now, but where were you based then? In Wrocław?
Wtedy wszystkie
We were
też
all
już
in
byliśmy we
Wrocław
Wrocławiu.
then already.
Pochodzimy
I, Anastasia and Ola, we come from different
spoza
parts of
Wrocławia.
Poland.
z różnych stron Polski.
Ola is from the north, from Sopot. I am from the Subcarpathian region. And Anastasia is from Lower Silesia and Poznań. And we came to Wrocław, each one of us in her own time. It was several years before we met. One of us is originally from Wrocław, but all the others are from different parts of Poland. But back then we already lived in Wrocław, we studied here, worked, and we've been here until now. And for this reason, we would also like to share music from this region, Lower Silesian music. And I think this is also why we decided to include it on our album, the one that is coming very soon. And now
I teraz też
we
jesteśmy
are
w
also in Wrocław.
Tak.
Why? Why is it important? Why this music?
I think that music from Lower Silesia is important for us, firstly, because this is the place where we've met. Secondly, the songs that we can currently find in Lower Silesia, and which are still performed by the last older singers, came to this place from other regions, from eastern borderlands of Poland, from current Serbia or former Yugoslavia. So on the Lower Silesia, you have this incredible richness of songs, and each one of us can see their own roots in this repertoire. And I think that since we've started singing these songs and knowing these stories, which means that knowing the stories of our ancestors, of those people whose histories we are retracing, this gave us a deeper understanding of who we are. I think that singing folk songs, performing folk music is important. We can make those people who are careless a little bit uneasy with this music. And those people who feel sadness, melancholy, longing in their hearts can be soothed down with these songs. And this is how I see, in general, the function of singing these songs, performing them for people in our arrangements, these Lower Silesian songs.
Perfect. That's great. That's great. That's one of the reasons why we're here. And I want to thank the Adam Mickiewicz Institute, Kevin Cole, KXP, my colleague, and everybody else who turned us onto this. And it's also intriguing. I want to play some music, but I wanted to just let you know that this is a really beautiful sound to come from Poland right now, because we're not getting as much of it here, and it's nice to have that kind of intention behind it as you're sharing it, instead of like, hey, these are traditional songs, we like them, but it seems like you're going through a lot of work on making sure that this is interpreted in the way you want it to present. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay.
Dziękujemy bardzo, że słyszysz to w naszej muzyce i dziękujemy za to zaproszenie.
Tam pod lasem, that first song, what is it about that we played?
So, in short, this is actually a war story. It's about an older sister who sends a younger brother to war, and years pass by, he doesn't come back, and when army passes by her place, she asks them whether they've seen her brother, and they say, yeah, we saw him, he's there on the field with his head on the stone. And what we hear in the song is actually the lament of his horse, who is crying about the times they've spent together, he spent with his owner. And he's saying that right now, ravens and crows will produce the man, and then this is the suffering that war brings to us all.
Ponieważ wojska nigdy nie przestaną się nawzajem rąbać. Taka jest to historia w skrócie.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Let's hear some more songs, please.
My!
Yeah, proszę.
Zaświeć?
Tak.
And what's the song that you're going to be playing?
Co zagracie?
Zaśpiewamy
We're going to play a lyrical romantic song from the Kurpie region, which is called Shine, O Moon.
Romantyczna pieśń, liryczna. Zaświeć miesiącu, zaświeć miesiącu, oj na wyjrzyj dziewczyno, wyjrzyj jedyna, oj rozmoże się oboje. A jak ja wyjdę, a jak ja wyjdę, kiedy ludzie nas znają, ludzie nas znają, o nas gadają, o ceckajem się palą, ludzie nas znają, o nas gadają, o ceckajem się palą. Niech tam gadają, niech tam gadają. O mój różowy kwiecie, my się kochali i kochać będziemy. O mój różowy kwiecie.
Thank you very much. Beautiful work. Tell me a little bit about the videos that you guys have been making, because you're modern women living in Poland, yet presenting interpretations of very traditional music, which were played in villages and very much tied to an agrarian life. And I'm familiar with bands because we've been to the All Festival a few times, and I've had Warsaw Village Band, was one of the first bands I've had on my shows. But I'm curious in how are you combining this village life with being in a city? How do these work together for you in the visual interpretations that you're creating of this music? Because they're so important right now as artists to put your music out.
Bardzo nam zależy na tym,
We really
żeby,
want the music that we
ta
perform
muzyka,
and
którą,
sing to be
wydajemy,
accessible for
żeby
contemporary
dotrzeć do
audiences.
odbiorcy.
For us,
Że
these
dla nas
texts
te
and
teksty
the
i
content in the
treści,
songs
które,
are very current
jeśli niosą
and
w sobie,
very
są jak
contemporary.
najbardziej aktualne
The
i jak
stories
najbardziej
these
współczesne.
songs tell,
Historie,
the
które
emotions that
opowiadane
these
są
songs
przez pieśń,
contain, and the
emocje,
emotions that
które
we experience
są w
while
tej pieśni
singing the
przeżywane,
songs
które my
are
przeżywamy,
here and now.
śpiewając, są
Often
teraz.
after the concerts,
I,
people come to us
zresztą
and
często na
ask
koncertach,
whether these are
zdarza
our
się, że
texts.
ludzie się nas pytają,
Until
czy są
now,
nasze
we've
teksty,
been singing our
co
interpretations
my
of
śpiewamy,
all
rzeczywiście nasze
songs,
interpretacje, ale pieśni,
and everyone is so surprised that they
starych,
sound
dawnych,
so
i
modern,
są bardzo zdziwieni, że to
and
jest
they
tak współczesne,
actually
tak
reach
teraz, i tak,
deep under our
bardzo
skin
dociera,
and into our hearts.
pod skórę i do serca,
Although we are
dla nas
contemporarily living
jesteśmy
people
żyjących w
in an
mieście,
urban landscape in
w
2021.
2021 roku.
So the form
Więc też
that
forma,
we
którą,
choose for our music
wybieramy
videos
dla tego
is
tematu, jest
a
taka,
kind of a
aby
bridge
znaleźć ten pomost
between
między,
old music and
tą
contemporary
starą muzyką,
reality.
a współczesnym,
We want to
współczesną
create
rzeczywistością.
a link, and I think
Między
we
sobą
manage
i,
because
to
we
udaje, ponieważ
reach young
ponieważ
people,
rzeczywiście
which is
docieramy też
very important
do
for us.
młodych ludzi, co jest dla nas bardzo
We know that with older singers, this music
bo
will
wiemy, że ze starszymi,
go away,
śpiewakami
and
ta
we
muzyka
want it
odejdzie,
to stay.
a my
And
chcemy, żeby ona
we
została
know that it's
i wiemy,
very
że ona
current here
jest
and now.
aktualna teraz też.
We're
My
not
zawsze
always the
jesteśmy
last
ostatnimi,
ones
którzy
who
śpiewają
sing a
pieśń.
song.
Tak.
Okay, that's a lot of work.
Dużo pracy.
I odpowiedzialności.
And responsibility.
Yeah. I have many questions now, but let's start with another song, please.
Ścieni, dąbek ścieni, już się nie zieleni, mojego Jasieńka na bojętej ziemi, mojego Jasieńka na bojętej ziemi. Oj w ziemi, do cesarskiej ziemi, już go nie zobaczę oczkami swoimi, już go nie zobaczę oczkami swoimi. Świeci miesiąc, świeci w Warszawie na ganku, granatowy mundur na moim kotanku, granatowy mundur na moim kotanku, granatowy mundur, tak samotny kołnierz, już dziewczyno Boga, żeby nie był żołnierz, już dziewczyno Boga, żeby musi mój Jasieńko te szabelkę nosić. Szabelka u boku, ostrogi u nogi, pognali Jasieńka te dalekie drogi, pognali Jasieńka te dalekie drogi. Jak go pędzili przez warszawski rynek, świecił mu się, świecił w ręku karabinek. Świecił mu się, świecił w ręku karabinek. A jak go pędzili przez warszawskie jatki, płakały panienki, płakały mężatki, płakały panienki, płakały mężatki. Nie płaczcie dziewczęta, powrócą chłopczęta, po skończonej wojnie, każdy swoją wojnie. Po skończonej wojnie, każdy swoją wojnie. Wojna się skończyła, chłopcy nie wrócili, by tego cesarza pioruny zabiły, 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 by tego cesarza
Beautiful work. Wow. You really put it in there. I mean, I cannot wait for people to see you live because there's so much emotion coming in there. It's gorgeous.
Te pieśni rzeczywiście są bardzo...
These songs actually are full of emotions. This was another war song from the ensemble of singers called Dunawiec. As we know, despite the pandemic, the times are very troubled, and stories like that happen all the time, even if not in Poland right now. There is Ukraine close by. We have also friends, and we know of stories from countries that go through things like that. So, singing these songs, we know that we're singing the stories of people now, and that's why so many emotions in us.
It's a powerful way to share the history of your culture. I had an interesting experience. I took my family to Poland a couple of years ago for the first time. And, you know, I've been living here for a long time. My children are half Polish, half American. But they couldn't really grasp what was going on. Why was there such a connection to history? Because in the States, it's not really there. It's a very young country. But the music, the architecture, but specifically the music, I think really helped. It's a really powerful way to connect people to your history in a way that makes it living right now, palatable right now. And we covered this before in our chat, where as musicians, as artists, you can actually alchemically transmutate that in a way where people that don't even understand your language know what you're talking about. And that's a really interesting space to be as artists, because you can be writing love songs. You know, it's like la 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 la, which is beautiful, lovely, lovely. But you're taking on a much bigger role. And I want to talk about Womex a little bit, but please, I don't know if you could translate that, because I'm curious to see how that process works, because that's a weight, and it's a beauty, but it's a weight to carry.
Ja powiem w swoim imieniu, ale być może moje koleżanki, zakładam, że również gdzieś
I'll speak on
podzielają
my
tę
behalf, but
perspektywę.
maybe my colleagues will
Mianowicie,
share this
ja
perspective.
wcześniej nie byłam
Earlier, I
bardzo
wasn't very interested in
zainteresowana
my history
moją
or the history of
historią,
my
oraz
ancestors.
moich
As a
przodków.
teenager, I had way more
Miałam
interesting
jako
things to see and to listen to.
zawsze rzeczy
And I think that it is with the
I
songs
myślę,
and the fact that
że
I started
po
singing them,
pieśni
I've become interested in the contents that they carry and the emotions that I think are very current in them. These songs came into my life, and with them also meetings such as today's meeting, where we share these songs and we share the experiences that these songs bring in us. And there is one bigger challenge I see in singing these songs, which is how to keep my own identity as a contemporary human being. Although, you know, digging in your roots is very interesting, and so are the meetings with singers and with people who record the songs for us, such as the Foundation Waszka in Wrocław, because they perform a very important job. It is also important to understand how, as a person that lives in a city with its own tempo of life, to sing these songs. We are not leading the life as our grandmothers used to. They were more connected to seasons, and we live in artificial lighting, so we don't feel the connection to nature. We can feel this connection through the songs. We have our own tempo of life, and we breathe in a different way, and we have to think about putting it all together in songs in which there's already a lot of space and a lot of beauty. So with my urban approach, I'm trying not to destroy what is beautiful already. And I think together, when we arrange these songs, we try to emphasize the meaning they carry, not to degrade them, not devalue them somehow, and stress their timelessness, the one that Ola spoke about. So the identity of the contemporary human being against folk songs. And I think, until now, we've managed to combine it. Also at the level of voice projection. We try to sing them not as singers before us used to do, but how we feel in our bodies. And I think this is how you carry truth through songs. The songs are alive because we feel them and we are alive with them. So we are not bowing our heads here at the altar of historical correctness.
Śpiewaczki przed nami, tylko śpiewamy tak, jak po prostu to czujemy w swoich ciałach. I mi się wydaje, że na tym polega też ta prawda przekazywania pieśni. One dzięki temu są żywe, bo my siebie czujemy i jesteśmy żywe. Nie składamy się na ołtarzu poprawności i historii.
Perfect. That's a great answer. Thank you.
Wspaniała odpowiedź, dziękuję.
Piękne tłumaczenie, dziękujemy.
So your two questions, but I want to hear more music because we could talk for hours, and we probably will end up talking for hours. You're going to Womex, hopefully. As you said, somebody said, like, waiting for the ticket. You know, I understand. You're representing Poland. You're representing contemporary Poland, and you're presenting ancient, interesting traditional styles in an environment where the entire world is there, and so they're watching you, and it's a very it's an interesting place to be, where all of these artists from all over the world it's COVID, so it's going to be an interesting mix of people. A lot of people can't make it, but a lot of people will be there, and they'll hear you for the first time. You're a new band. You haven't been around for a long, and that's kind of an interesting place to be, where, hi, we're kind of new. As you said, you met and you said, oh, we should have a show, and then a month later you're having a show, and then you're winning these awards. This is just a couple of years ago, and now you're representing your country in this space. What's that like for you, and what would you like to see happen at Womex outside of the usual stuff, record deal, etc.?
Przede wszystkim to, co chciałybyśmy wynieść, bo myśmy się w ogóle nie spodziewały.
First of all, we didn't expect it because I submitted the form actually without telling the others, and because I thought the songs are great and let it happen, and it happened.
Nie powiedziałam.
Nie uprzedzając.
Tak, wysłałam zgłoszenie z taką myślą, że pieśni
Raz
są...
kozi śmierć.
Nawet, że pieśni są super, uwielbiam to, co robimy. Niech płynie, jak się ma zadziać, to się ma zadziać. To przemówiły pieśni, ja po prostu, nie wiem, wysłałam. I teraz znalazłyśmy się w sytuacji, w której...
So I think when I submitted the application, songs spoke, and this is how it happened. But first of all, we are very happy. And we can't wait. We are organizing everything. This is the whole process. I think we would firstly want to meet other people from other places in the world and experience different sounds in different faces. COVID locked us down and brought us to a standstill. And we can't wait to actually meet other musicians who were in the same situation, and we can't wait to feel this energy and see the traditions they brought and also bring our own traditions with us. What we want to have from it, I think, inspiration, first of all, and some new experiences, perhaps even making friends, meeting, our soulmates. Maybe it's a lofty dream, but this is what we're hoping for. And also, as you said, we're representing the country. We are very happy to do it, but we feel a lot of responsibility. So it's something very important, and we hope we'll do a good job. And we're also interested in stories, in bringing the stories with us and bringing the stories back to the country.
Czujemy dużą odpowiedzialność też za to, co robimy. Także tutaj chciałam jeszcze dołożyć to, że jesteśmy bardzo szczęśliwe i nie możemy się doczekać tak naprawdę tego momentu, ale też czujemy wewnętrznie, że to jest coś ważnego i że naprawdę musimy się tutaj postarać i to na pewno zrobimy, także i będzie super.
I macie to poczucie właśnie tego niesienia historii, bo ja jestem ciekawa historii z innych krajów i myślę, że my możemy przekazać historię, co się u nas dzieje, co było, i to jest coś takiego unikalnego i chcemy się tym podzielić. Prawda?
Tak.
Perfect, thank you. Let's hear another song, please.
Ciesz mi, moja mamo, za ten nowy dwór. Ciesz mi, moja mamo, za ten nowy dwór. Czy nie idzie, czy nie jedzie pan kawaler mój? przegrasz 100 talarów, będziesz długo mi. A ty przegrasz 100 talarów, będziesz długo mi. 100 talarów jak ja przegram, to jest niewiele. A ty szkoły nie czesała 4 niedziele. A ty szkoły nie czesała 4 niedziele. A cóż ci to kawalerze do mojej głowy? Już se konia i siodlisko, i se wdowy. Już se konia i siodlisko, i se wdowy. Ja do wdowy nie pojadę, pani jest wszędzie. A ty będziesz co się działo, jak się patrzędzie. A ty będziesz co się działo, jak się patrzędzie. Trzeba wszędzie, rośnie wszędzie, nawet zimuje. Sensatorek, nie kawaler, pan nie próbuje. Sensatorek, nie kawaler, pan nie próbuje. Wyżyj ciesz mi moja mamo za ten nowy dwór. Wyżyj ciesz mi moja mamo za ten nowy dwór. Czy nie idzie, czy nie jedzie pan kawaler mój? Czy nie idzie, czy nie jedzie pan kawaler mój? Czy nie idzie, czy nie jedzie? 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 Czy nie idzie, czy nie jedzie?
Cozy on Sama. Beautiful. What's the song about? What's the name of
O
it?
czym jest ta piosenka?
To jest piosenka.
So this is a song about a
o
single girl, and
która
she
prosi
asks her
sama,
mom
żeby
to look behind the
zobaczyła poza
house
swój dom,
whether there is
czy
maybe a
tam
single man
idzie
coming
właśnie
towards
kawaler do
them.
niej.
And
Kawaler do niej.
actually there
Kiedy
turns out to be a
przyjeżdża,
guy.
się okazuje, że ten
He
kawaler
comes
wcale tak
to meet the
bardzo jej
girl,
nie chce.
and but he doesn't really like her. So they go back and forth, and she says, "Oh, I don't want you either because you'll lose everything playing cards." And then he says, "Oh, I don't want you because you have unwashed hair and you've been running in the fields, etc., etc." And he says, "I'm gonna go," and she says, "Yeah, you better go
Co to za
find
kawaler?
another
Coś
widow because what
tak
kind of a
obchodzi
single
panno.
guy
I
is like
piosenka
that
kończy się
anyway?"
tak, że ona
And
znowu
he goes,
swoją
and
mamę,
she
mamo,
asks
tam
her
mówię.
mom again whether there is a single man coming towards her.
A te pieśni
And
są
this
pani
this is a song we know from a singer who's called Michalina Mrozik.
Okay, that's not the happiest song, but it's a song.
Może nie najszczęśliwsza, ale piosenka.
To jest piosenka miłosna, taka o znajdywaniu.
It's a love song, you know. It's a song about finding and searching. It's a song about hope. It's kind of like a Tinder song.
Perfect. Okay, let's find out about the new record. It's called I forgot how to pronounce it. It's so it's Shiv.
Chef.
Shev, which means to sew or stitch. Tell me about the record, and tell me about the beautiful artwork that's behind you right now, which is part of the record.
Mhm. tak bardzo, już niedługo, bardzo niedługo
Yeah,
nasz
sewing.
album ujrzy
And
światło
for
dzienne.
us, it
Nasz album
means
zatytułuje
a
się
beginning.
A
That's
Siew
how I feel
dlatego,
it. It's our first
poczułyśmy, że to
album,
jest ten
so
nasz
we're sewing
początek,
something good,
początek zespołu
and
Kosy,
we're looking forward to
nasza
what's coming
pierwsza
next.
płyta,
And
i czujemy, że
we're really
zasiewamy
looking forward
coś
to what
dobrego,
we're going to
jakieś
reap with
dobre ziarno
what
i
we're
bardzo
sowing.
jesteśmy ciekawe, co będzie
We hope it's
dalej,
going to be
dlatego
something
ta
good.
płyta
As
jest
far as the
takim dla nas
graphics that's
otwarciem,
behind us, it's actually
i
a creation of
oczekiwaniem
Ola.
na zbiory. Także
And
zobaczymy,
Ola
jak
is
te nasze
our
zbiory
designer.
będą wyglądały.
Actually,
Mam
Ola
nadzieję,
said
że dobrze, że
she,
bardzo
by
przekonamy,
education,
co będzie.
she's a visual
A
artist,
nasza
and
grafika, którą
she
tutaj
makes
dodać,
graphical
to
works
okładka naszej płyty została zaprojektowana
besides
przez
singing, and she makes them
Olę.
for the band as well.
Tak.
And
Może Ola
this
opowie
is
coś o tej
actually
okładce,
something
bo
that
jest
I
tutaj
like in this ensemble of ours, that besides singing and playing various instruments, we also bring in additional skills, and we complement each other. We manage ourselves. By the way, we're looking for a manager if someone is interested. But so far, Anastasia is doing project writing. She's doing it very well. Kasia manages us. I do visual design, and I also did an animation to one of our songs, which is called I Lulai, Hash. And so we have these various skills. And our album is going to include only songs from the Lower Silesian region. As you saw, we also play songs from other regions, but we wanted to devote the album specifically to Lower Silesia because music from this region expresses who we are right here, right now.
Świetnie menadżeruje i ja zajmuję się gdzieś tam taką naszym imidżem wizualnym, właśnie grafiką, animację do jednej kołysanki I Lulaj też popełniłam ja, więc każda wykorzystuje tutaj w tym zespole swoje różne umiejętności spoza zakresu wokalu i instrumentarium i wkładamy to do naszego koszyczka zespołowego i wspólnie po prostu kreujemy wszystko od początku do końca, co się wokół zespołu dzieje. Także.
A na płycie zebrałyśmy utwory Dolnego Śląska, czyli nawiązując do tego, o czym mówiłyśmy wcześniej. Bardzo chcemy promować muzykę tego regionu. Ona z nami rezonuje, z tym, kim my teraz jesteśmy. Dlatego podczas koncertów gramy muzykę spoza tego regionu. Też dzisiaj mogliście usłyszeć takie utwory, ale płyta zawiera tylko muzykę Dolnego Śląska i to jest też dla nas bardzo ważne.
Okay, perfect. Dziękuję. That's a great story. You guys are going to do well. You're going to do well. I got a funny feeling as long as you stay together. Do we have another song?
Dziękuję wam bardzo. Poradzicie sobie na pewno. Mam takie przeczucie, jak będziecie się trzymać razem. Czy macie jakąś jeszcze piosenkę?
O jeśli.
Mój kochaneczku, spotkała mnie tuż ona. Mówiłam sobie, Karemianecku, oj, wzięła mi mówiłam sobie, Karemianeczku, oj, wzięła mi woda.
Cozy. That's Sama. Thank you. That's beautiful. Tell me about the song.
So this song is called A mój Jesieńku, Oh My Johnny, and it's a song from Lower Silesia, and it's about a girl who has lost her garland. She was by the river, the garland was floating by, and there was this man, and he said, "Don't worry, there are 2 swans here, I've trained them, I will help you retrieve the garland." But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So they don't manage to retrieve it, and this is a story about the river more. It's about passing, and that about the fact that once you let something go, you cannot get it back. But also garland in the folk song is a powerful symbol. It means innocence, it can mean virginity, the premarital status. So it's a symbol that's often sung about.
Symboliczne znaczenie.
Thank you for sharing that. It's beautiful. Cozy, massive success. This is great. I'm so glad we were able to come together before Womex and catch you before you become huge in your space.
Dziękujemy również za piękne życzenia.
Thank you for your beautiful wishes.
Thank
Thank you for the invitation, and thank you because thanks to you, Darek, we were able to send some of our music to the world. We also wanted to say hi to all the Sama Sessions listeners. So a very big hi to you, and please join us on social media, on our Facebook and our Instagram, because there we'll post the date of when our album will be available. Our album called Chef.
Facebooki i Instagramy, ponieważ tam wkrótce pojawi się data premiery naszej płyty debiutanckiej Chef.
When will it be? Like, is it you have an idea?
Na pewno
It's a
przed
surprise.
Womexem,
It's for sure
ale
it's going to
jeszcze
be
nie
before
znamy
Womex, but we
dokładnej,
don't know the exact date
to
yet.
niespodzianka.
Okay, good. Be safe. Be well. Thank you, and we'll catch up with you as soon as possible. Look forward to hearing the record.
Lovely. Thank you so
Everything
much.
Dziękujemy.
Dziękujemy.